There's a small Seattle-based robotics company that's making big waves in the world of tech. Jack Thomas may not be a household name yet, but he soon will be. His company has just announced a breakthrough technology that'll change the way we interact with the electronic devices around us. From smartphones to robotic limbs, Ubiquitous is setting the standard for human-machine integration. Wall Street is also paying attention, with a purported IPO to be worth 10 figures. We caught up with Jack at his company headquarters in Seattle. Mr. Thomas,
hey.
Thank you for the interview.
Call me Jack.
Thank you, and I appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us. So this is it?
Yeah, that's the T1.
And how does it work?
Think of it as splicing into the brain's operating system.
Jack's revolutionary insight was to use hardware to bypass the patient's damaged nervous system and go directly from the brain to the outside world. The patient's brain may not be able to operate their body's muscular system, but instead control machines or devices like a computer or robotic limbs. The sensor is a tiny array of electrodes connected to a bundle of gold wires. It's implanted in the patient's motor cortex, the part of the brain that commands body movements. The brain's activity is recorded by the sensor, then relayed to a computer or decoder. The decoder then instructs the assistive technology on how to function. Jack, there are some people working in your field today that feel like this next step in our evolution should be taken with great caution. In fact, a very prominent futurist has said, "We will lose our humanity if we are not prudent with this discovery."
I agree, but just like DNA research that led to us having the ability to clone humans, we'll create a structure in which we can manage all of this information.
And you believe that?
Yeah, as long as I control the T1.
That's a heady responsibility for such a young man. The future of the human race may lay in your hands.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Not to mention that Kate has an amazing track record in a male-dominated industry. My selection was, I believe, a no-brainer.
You speak about Kate as if she's more than an employee, as if she's a friend.
You know, Kate had she had trust in my vision and believed in it from day one. So for that, I can never repay her for it.
Someone else who is sure of Jack's viewpoint is Ubiquitous CEO Kate Mason. Known for always being one step ahead of the competition, Miss Mason has Ubiquitous poised to become the largest IPO since Alibaba in 2014. We talked with Miss Mason just days before the company's board is to vote on whether or not to go public.
Jack has a unique mind. I definitely think it was his vision that sold me.
What vision are you referring to?
Well, the inevitable integration of man and machine, of course. I knew from that moment that I was looking into the future.
A possible future.
Not a possible future, an inevitable one. You see, when I saw the experiments he was doing with the paraplegics, I was all in. I knew from that moment that I'd found my calling.
Your calling?
Yes, and I knew that together, Jack and I could change the world.
So, Jack isn't exactly the best at business.
Well, Jack's a genius. Everybody knows that. But to answer your question, no, Jack is not a good businessman, not at all. That's why he hired me, to take care of the little things in the financial aspect of the company while he focuses on the bigger picture. Put it this way, when I first joined the team, he was in debt and working out of his garage.
And now the company's profitable.
Well, you see, that's the thing. The finances of a private company are just that, private. But I'm confident that once we get the funding that we need, that we can take the T1 to the next level.
I have to ask this. TMZ spotted you and Jack coming out of a nightclub in Vegas less than a month ago at 4 o'clock in the morning. Care to comment?
Well, to be frank, if I were a man, I don't believe you would have asked me that question.
True.
But what can I say? I love to dance almost as much as Jack.
When we return, we talk with one of Jack's closest confidants and personal attorney, Colton Steele. We discuss Jack's past and future after this commercial break.
My struggles with cats goes back to my beginnings.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Does your cat make too much noise? Try kitten mittens.
Premieres Thursday, September 17th, only on FX.
So Colton, when did you first meet Jack?
I first met him when I was helping him out of a jam back in the day. And then after
With the
that,
NSA.
well, the follies of youth. In 2004, Jack helped Julian Assange build WikiLeaks when he was just 13 years old. So this is a prodigious mind, just a little bit misguided. This is all matter of public record.
So I'll move on. So, what do you do now for me? You're Jack's personal attorney.
Yes, I am that. But I also consider myself kind of a consigliere for him and a moral compass of sorts.
So, where do you fall on the IPO debate?
Whichever way we ultimately decide to go, Jack, Kate, the board, they'll get the debate behind them and we can go back to doing what we do best, and that's changing lives.
I have to ask this. We got this off our Twitter feed. You're very young looking. We've got a question. How do you stay so young looking at age 56?
Well, I guess in one word, cleanliness. My mom always told me that was next to godliness. So clean heart, clean living, clean conscience. Plus, I'm Asian.